Contrary to what you might think, the world in video games isn't a sphere. It's not even flat. It's actually just, well, it's mostly flat and it's surrounded by a cube. This cube has a texture on it, and this texture is what's known as a skybox. That's why it's called a skybox. It's a square, it's a cube, and the game world exists inside it. And the skybox doesn't just have to be the sky. Like, this is a skybox. It has the earth, has the sun over there in the distance, and we're surrounded by space, nothing but space. So this is a skybox, and it looks kind of cool, especially if you have this ability to move around like I'm doing so in the scene view. But it's quite easy to change, and it's not something that is actually literally drag and drop, and I'll show you that today. I'm Victor, by the way, from Height Above Sea Level, and I'll show you how to change the skybox in Unity. Changing the skybox requires you to just drag and drop. Literally, that's all you have to do. But you need to have a material that can be a skybox. So here in the package manager, I have this Skybox series free. They have free skyboxes and they have really nice ones. And that's the one I've imported into my project. Here's an overview. It has all these daylight, sundown, sunless, midnight, and so on and so forth. So I've gone ahead and imported that to my project, and this is what it looks like. So if I undo this, I can go back to the default skybox. This is probably the one you see a lot, or the one that comes by default in every open Unity project. So once you've downloaded that, the package, you can come down here to the file, Skybox series free, and if I increase the size of this and maximize this window, you can see all the skyboxes I have. So you can come over here to an empty area, pick the skybox that you want. Let me try this mega sun, drag it to this empty area and let go. And now, as you can see, the skybox has changed. The sky is different, but the lighting has not changed. I'll talk about that in a second, but as you can see, the sky is different. And if I go to the scene view, the game view, sorry, the sky is also different over there as well. And you can change this to something else. It can be this one. This is a nice upbeat skybox, like for maybe in a fantasy game or where you're having an upbeat video game. And this is different from the dynamic day-night cycle. So this skybox is a static. It doesn't mean that the sun is going to go around and then set. That has to be implemented manually. But if you're looking for something simple like this one, then this should do. You can even have cosmic, like this one. This is a nice one that I like. And now, floating in space. This is a house that's just floating in space, and you can look around and you see it's nothing but space all around you. And it may look like this is a sphere, but this is actually just a cube. I can't go out of the cube, but it's a cube, and inside the cube is a texture. And that texture is applied inside the cube, and then this world that we are in, this area that I'm flying through, this is inside the cube. And then the game stitches that together for you, and that becomes the skybox. Let's look at one more before I show you an alternative way to change the skybox. You can also look at underwater, like this. Now we're underwater, and if you go down like this, it feels like you can actually hit the rocks. But if I look up, see? I'm going down. The house is far, far away, but nothing's changing. And I can also go back up. I'm flying up slowly. And here I am again. So that's it about Skybox. I hope you're enjoying this view as much as I am. But there's another way you can change it. Actually, before I show you that, always be careful not to apply the material to here, you see? At the end of the day, it's also a material just like the regular materials. So I can even drag it onto here and it'll affect it. Another thing about skyboxes is that regular materials don't exactly work the same. So this is a regular material I created in a previous video. I can put it on the house, but I can't put it in the sky. As you can see, it's not giving me the option. Let me go back out and try that again in an open area. See, it's giving me that red no entry sign because I can't apply the material to the sky. It has to be a special material that's designed for the sky. The other way to change the skybox is if you go to the lighting window. Don't know where the lighting window is? Come here to window. Let me close this first. Close tab. Window, rendering. This is it, rendering, lighting. You can also press Ctrl 9, there it is. And I can just dock this here, but I like docking it here to the right. And that is the lighting window. Now over in the lighting window, if you go to the environment, you'll see the Skybox material. So this is called Under the Sea 4K. And if I come over here, actually, let me show you something. I can click over here, and if you look in the project window over here, it'll highlight that material for me. So I'm going to click. There it is. It highlighted that for me. Let me do that one more time. There it is. Now I can change this from here. If I click those three dots, I need to make sure that it's a Skybox. If I use a regular material, this is what you're going to get. You even get an error shade of this material does not support Skybox rendering. So I'll need to change that. I can go back to the default, go back to Under the Sea, go back to this Mars-like Skybox where we're on Mars and we're surrounded by nothing but red everywhere. So that's pretty much it for the Skybox. If you want to change it, make sure you have a Skybox material and make sure that you can just drag and drop it, and that's it. Bob's your uncle. But one more thing to know about Skyboxes is that the light doesn't change. You see, the light is coming from here, so that means the shadows should be on the right side. That's something you'd have to implement manually. If I go to the gizmos, I have a directional light over here. There it is. So you'd have to rotate this manually. Maybe if I go in Inspector, something like this. That way, it mimics the Skybox. Another thing to keep in mind also is that some Skyboxes have their own light. Like for this one, it might have their own light. This Skybox might have its own light. If I try turning off the directional light, the environment will still be illuminated. I'm not sure if this one does it, but for the sake of time, I won't dive deep into it. But some Skyboxes have a light. So if you ever find that your scene is illuminated and you turned on the lights, turned off the lights, then that means the Skybox might be the one that's contributing light to the scene. But if you go over here, environment again, you see there's an environment lighting option, and the source can be the Skybox. You can change the intensity multiplier to make it more intense or reduce it so that it's closer to 1. And that right there is the Skybox. You can play around with it, and there's nothing else I can really add to that. I wanted to show you how to make it dark, but it looks like this video is already getting too long. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. By the way, I do have more projects like this over on patreon.com/height above sea level. So if you want to see what I'm doing behind the scenes and want to see more projects like this and even learn more about game development, programming for game development, and seeing more prototypes and things that can help you speed up your game development process and learn something new in the process, you can go over to patreon.com/height above sea level, and I'll be grateful for all the support from all the people who become patrons. If you want to support the channel without being a patron member, you can also click the heart sign with $1 inside it, and it'll give you an option to donate, and any little helps, and it helps support the channel so I can keep doing this. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, from me to you, deuces.